Good afternoon. There are some serious allegations of senior neglect coming from families who had loved ones at two southern Alberta assisted living facilities. Cheryl Hyland says her mother fell inside Orchard Manor in Brooks. She says her head actually smashed through drywall, making a hole in the wall, and that her mother was too injured to reach the call cord. Hyland says healthcare workers there refused to call 911, saying their policy is not to call an ambulance for falls. So Hyland dialed 911 herself.
I got the call and was the one who found her abandoned in her room. I took her to the hospital. She was immediately sent to Calgary. My mom was in the hospital for a month and with a broken vertebrae and 2 hematomas on the brain.
Darlene Deschamps' father was a patient at Sunrise Gardens, also in Brooks. Now, she claims some patients there went without showers and medication for weeks, and sometimes the medication was dished out in the wrong doses or missed altogether. Even some former staff say they're worried about patient safety there.
These medication issues happened to my father, including not being given much-needed morphine for 19 hours a week before his death.
I have witnessed mental and physical neglect in the form from removing call bells out of reach of residents and not answering the call bell in a timely manner or not at all.
Now, that last person, that was Jack Peters. He says he worked at Sunrise Gardens as a healthcare aide for 18 months, and he was fired after voicing concerns. Well, both Brooks facilities are private healthcare centers. They are subsidized by the province. The opposition wants an independent seniors advocate to help address concerns. The Minister of Health says an inspection will begin right away. Okay, Dory Rossiter, general consensus these days, the weather, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I sent you a great big happy face,
the
biggest one that I could print. Exactly, just to show you. So I wanted to have that on your computer so you could see that that is pretty much what I'm being greeted with when I'm out and about. Lots of smiling faces, and they'll continue into the weekend, and I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Dory. Well, the City Finance Committee has wrapped up discussions on the capital improvement plan, allocating just over $66 million to priority projects in Lethbridge over the next 4 years. The job wasn't an easy one. The Finance Committee had over $400 million in requests for community projects, and just over $68 million to actually spend. Most of the money, $55 million, will go towards a new aquatic center as part of a new leisure facility in West Lethbridge. Renovations to the Yates, Henderson Pool and Spitz Stadium are also going ahead, along with streetscaping in the downtown. Recommendations now go to City Council on June 10th.
Well, based on the funds that we had available, I feel really good. Like I said, the aquatic center was certainly on the radar for most people. We're doing things such as the Spitz Stadium update, the skate park at Henderson Lake, and a number of other projects, smaller projects. We've also provided some conditional approval for projects which would allow other groups to perhaps get funding from other sources and make their dreams come forward.
Those projects include the redevelopment of Exhibition Park and the Performing Arts Center. The city has agreed to support those projects if the groups can first secure the balance of funding from other sources. The Finance Committee has also agreed to allocate $400,000 to allow construction to begin this year on a new skate park. The skate park is being built near the Henderson Ice Arena, and project supporters recently secured sponsorship funding from a Lethbridge business, but they were still faced with a significant funding shortfall. The city's contribution means construction can start this spring. Fashion design students at Lethbridge College are breathing a sigh of relief today after the college announced its decision to axe its fashion design program last week due to provincial budget cuts. The institution has reversed that decision. Jeanette Roche has more.
It turns out this empty classroom won't be empty for long. 11 fashion design students will be returning this fall to complete the second year of the program so they can receive their diploma.
I'm just really grateful to the college. They have just pulled through and putting our students first.
Last week, in an effort to balance the college's $82 million budget after a drastic government cut, the decision was made to slash programs they felt had low enrollment, including fashion design. But now the college reversed that decision.
It basically came down to our interactions with the students.
Despite the angry comments and the 150 or so names on an online petition to keep the fashion design program in place, the college says reversing their decision was based on face-to-face contact with the students while trying to find them other programs to enter or other schools to transfer their credits to.
We were just not satisfied with the options that we could provide for them. And as a result, we reinstated the program and allowed them to continue.
The initial cut also meant a job loss for Deanna Rowley, who will now be joining her students in this classroom in September.
I'm just absolutely thrilled, and I'm super excited to be able to teach our students next year, and I'm super excited to see what they can do because they've proven so much to us this year that they're awesome.
Jeanette Roche, CTV News, Lethbridge.
City police are trying to figure out how a bullet ended up in a school soccer field. A student at the Lethbridge Christian School discovered the bullet earlier today. There isn't any damage to the school. No one was injured and no other bullets were found. Police don't know where it's from or how long it's actually been there. City police have set up a new crisis intervention team to reduce the risk when responding to calls that involve people with mental health issues. 10 officers have now completed a new training program. Police will also be working with community partners, including the Canadian Mental Health Association, to develop a long-term strategy for dealing with people going through a crisis. Officers finish the training with a better understanding of personality disorders, disabilities, medications, and side effects. They also learn techniques for de-escalating tense situations.
It just makes you realize that these people truly aren't criminals, and that so much of it is socially based, and so many of the things that they do are social issues that, you know, we need to be an important part of helping these people.
The training is being made available to officers on patrol and members of the downtown policing unit. And they're also working with community groups to redirect people with mental health issues out of the courts to health and social service providers. Southern Albertans are getting a chance to find out the latest logging plans for the Crow's Nest Pass and Castle Mountain areas. Spray Lake Sawmills is hosting its 9th annual open house today in Blairmore. The company says it's an opportunity for people to view the harvest plan and provide feedback. The open house is being held in the Blairmore Legion Hall. It goes until 7 o'clock tonight. Parks Canada says that they are beginning a prescribed burn in Waterton Lakes National Park this week. The area is between Chief Mountain Highway and where the lower Waterton Lake meets the Dardanelles, and from the park gate to Marquee Hole. It's being done to stop the expansion of aspen and evergreen trees onto the grasslands. Well, it is a sign of warmer weather, but that comes with a built-in alarm. It's rattlesnake season. Western prairie rattlers are emerging from their winter hibernation. City officials say they're likely more afraid of you than you are of them, if you can believe it. The majority of their dens are in the southwest of Lethbridge, so Paradise Canyon, Sunridge, and Riverstone. The city does have a snake removal program and uses volunteers to remove the snakes back near the safety of the dens.
And without people who are willing to pick up these snakes, then probably these snakes would be killed either deliberately or accidentally on the road, or you know, hit by machinery.
They're very shy by nature, they're very docile. They really, as much as someone encountering one would want to get out of the way, they that much more than you don't want to be around you. So if given the chance, they'll retreat from you. So it's for us, it's just helping people to be aware that they're out there.
Now, meanwhile, in the East Kootenay, it's the bears that are coming out there. Conservation officers are urging residents to keep your garbage, your bird feeders, and barbecues indoors right now. Staff at the Nikki-Yoko Japanese Garden say it was like finding a hidden treasure. You're looking at an okami mask. These haven't been seen in almost 50 years. They were discovered this winter by workers going through the attic and then brought out of hiding. The masks were cleaned up and put on display briefly before being rededicated today and put back up in the rafters. As the story goes, some 600 years ago, a carpenter made a mask while constructing a gold pavilion, and his wife came up with a solution.
Okami made a recommendation to him on how he could fix the mistake by putting brackets on a crossbeam. And he tried it and it worked. And from then on, to honor her and her wisdom, whenever there's a significant building built in Japan, they always have okami masks placed in the rafters.
Now the masks are already back up in the rafters for good luck, but photos will be kept on display in the main pavilion. The Kidney Foundation is hoping to help give the gift of life to those struggling with kidney disease. These pictures are from last year's walk. An estimated 2.6 million Canadians have kidney disease or are at risk for it. There will be the 5th year this year that they're holding the walk at Henderson Lake. It'll start at 10 o'clock sharp with a walk or run of either the 3 or 6 kilometers. Organizers say the best part is that all of the proceeds will remain in southern Alberta.
We use them to fund innovative research. We use them to assist our financial assistance program with kidney patients and to offer education and support for those that are affected.
Now the kidney run goes this Saturday. There's more information online at kidney.ca/Lethbridge Walk. Time now for a look at how the markets fare today.